So in the middle of this, in the early 80s, in walks this virus, and it starts to decay this community that's around you that you may not have been aware of, but
Right.
they were probably your customers, whatever. How did you get involved, and what was the entree into AIDS care that
Okay.
you're doing now?
Fair enough question. I knew a few people who had been regular customers. And as you say, I lost track of them, or I heard they passed away. But at this time, no one was passing away from AIDS. They were passing away from pneumonia, heart attack, whatever. And and then I was hearing this new word, grid, and so that's when I actually became concerned about what's going on here. Some of my favorite people are disappearing. So after I bought the restaurant, working all these shifts, in comes this gentleman named Scott. That was his real first name. If you ask me today what his last name was, I had no idea. I had never seen anyone so ill in all my life. And I think the people who were involved in the beginning stages can testify to the fact that they were skin and bones, that they had dark circles around their eyes, drawn facial features, and in comes Scott, plops down at the counter. Every day he sat at the same place and ate an enormous amount of food. And I never saw him get any better, and I never saw him gain any weight. So finally he and I started chatting. I'm kind of shy about bringing up to people what they look like. It isn't any of my business unless they want to let me know. Well, one day Scott said, I have AIDS. So was this different than GRID? I didn't know. I was just interested in feeding people and making a go of my restaurant. So I let him talk. And he told me that it was affecting his kidneys, his internal organs, and that he was in this kind of a wasting syndrome, although I'm not sure that's what it was called then. He just couldn't put on any weight. Had a lot of bouts with illness, but every day he would come in and every day we chatted. This went on for almost a year. First he came in on his own, then he came in with a cane, then he came in with crutches, then he came in with a walker, but every day he was there and every day he ordered. But now he was taking a lunch home, or what we were calling a lunch, to eat at nighttime or to eat the next morning with meds or whatever. And eventually he said to me, I'm really weak and I have everything that I can do to just drive over here and park and come in the restaurant to eat. So I just want you to know that I don't have any energy to shop or to cook at home. When I've been hungry, I don't even have the strength to open a can of soup with a hand can opener. So you have become my source of nutrition. If I'm not here, I'm not eating. Now, we talked about many things. Why do you think that stuck in my head? I don't know. But when he didn't come in anymore, I became frantic. What happened to Scott? All I could think of is, Miss Ruth, if I'm not here, I'm not eating. So then, now, my intelligence kicks in, or my lack thereof. Did I ever ask his last name? Did I ever ask a phone number? Did I ever ask where he lived? No, nothing. All I knew is the little bit that he shared with me, and his first name was Scott. But he stopped coming in. Day after day I'd watch for him. Finally I started asking the people that sat around him, because in a diner, A lot of the people, they're the same people every day. They order the same food. They sit in the same place. Nobody knew him, other than they remembered that where he would, when he would come in, but they didn't remember anything about him personally. Well, my franticness was, what can I do? We close at 3 o'clock. I know what he likes to eat. I could fix it for him and deliver it to his house. But I had no way to find him. No way. And it was breaking my heart. So I started asking the people in the restaurant, if you know Scott, let me know. And they would say, why? And I'd say, because I want to take a meal to him. Well, because the epidemic was in the early stages, not only did I have other customers in the restaurant that were dealing with AIDS, many of my customers had neighbors or loved ones who had AIDS as well. And so they would say, oh, I love your idea. I want to help. How can I help? I have a car I can drive. I can help you make sandwiches. Here's some money. They were giving me money. I said, I don't want to take your money. I just want to feed Scott. Well, as it turned out, this whole idea grew. And before I knew it, here I have this God-given talent to cook, and all these people in my neighborhood in Mission Hills and Hillcrest needed somebody to cook for them. And so this is how we came up with the idea of delivering meals to people who couldn't cook for themselves.